Welcome back to Let the Quran Speak. Now we answer questions we've received from you, our viewers, and if you have a question yourself, please visit our website, www.quranspeaks.com. Okay, Brother Shabir, the first question is about a miracle, or a supposed miracle in the Quran, where the Quran mentions the word yawm, or day, 365 times. So the person is wondering, well, does this make any sense? Because 365 days refers to the solar calendar, while Islam considers the lunar calendar to be important, and there's a lesser number of days required, or consisting of the lunar calendar.
Yeah, just to give them some perspective on the question, see, there is a modern study which says that things are lined up in the Quran matching certain significant numbers. They might be the numbers of words, numbers of verses, numbers of chapters, and so on, that have some significance. And seeing this significance, we should see here the mind of God, because no human being planned it to come out like this. These coincidences, apparent coincidences, must be according to some master plan. And recognizing this plan, we're looking at the mind of God that is behind the revelation of the Quran. One of the instances pointed out is that the word yawm, as you rightly said in the question, which means day, is used in the singular without any suffixes exactly 365 times in the Quran. So is that a coincidence, or was this planned? Imagine the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, over a period of 23 years, reciting a bit of the Quran here, a bit of the Quran here. From a historian's point of view, it might look like this is all coming from the man's mind. But the question is, how did he keep track, if he did this from his own mind, how did he keep track of how many times he's using the word yawm to come out exactly as 365? From a Muslim perspective, this must be the mind of God, which planned it all to come out like this.
Mm-hmm. So this question is, I guess, a criticism of that theory.
Yes, the question is really saying, well, why is it not 354? Because Muslims follow a lunar calendar, which is about 11 days shorter than the solar calendar. In response to that, I would now say that from the perspective of God, both the solar and lunar calendar are valid for different purposes. The solar calendar is valid for recognizing the passing of our seasons, and that helps the farmers to know when to plant and when to reap. God created the sun and the moon, and both are used for markers of this time. Both are according to certain calculations. The Quran itself says, "Ash-shamsu wal-qamaru bi-husban." The sun and the moon are according to certain measures, and it is the measure of 365 days approximately that marks the complete revolution of the Earth around the sun, giving us our solar year. And it is interesting that that is also the number 365 of occurrences of the word yawm, meaning day, in the singular, without any suffixes in the Quran.
All right, we'll leave it at that. This is a question from somebody who's, I guess, turning back to Islam and wants to know what to do. So the person is saying last year he or she missed most of Ramadan, the fasting, and wants to know what to do now. Do they have to make up the days? Do they pay some money? What should they do?
Yeah, well, if one recognizes that this is something due, then one should now make it up as much as one can. If one were not quite aware of Islam at the time and is now really becoming conscious of one's faith, then one should start from today and not be burdened with whatever is missed in the past. But if one feels that I was already conscious of my obligations, but I just happened to miss this and would now like to make it up, then one can just do it gradually. There's no requirement that it must be done immediately. It's already missed, and that's bad enough. But one needs to gradually do things so that one does not become overburdened with the requirements of the faith.
All right, okay. And this is a further question from the same individual saying most of the person's family isn't religious, and the person finds it difficult to practice faith in their presence. So how would an individual deal with that?
This is a very common sort of experience. One person in the family may be religious, the rest are not. Sometimes the opposite happens as well, but mostly we hear from the person who is trying to be religious and the family is not very supportive. Well, one does the best one can in the situation. Or we don't recommend that anyone cut off relations with their family. We should keep good relations the best we can, and in that situation you may not be be you're able to be as religious as you would want to. But part of your religiousness should be trying to be cohesive with the family, being patient with them, and sometimes putting up with some of their what you will perceive to be evils. But you just have to bear that patiently, and your patience in that situation is part of your religiousness. It will be rewarded by God.
All right, this is a great answer. The next question is, does magic still exist today, and if so, what are its effects?
Well, we read in some of the traditional literature about some effects of magic. It's hard to see that those effects are still being manifest today. Sometimes people do complain that I've been affected by this magic or that magic. Somebody's jealous of me, and they put this magic on me.
Black
and
magic.
And they say as a result of that I can't get married, or I'm not finding a suitable job, or whatever. It seems to me that many these complaints are all explained on a natural plane, as due to natural circumstances. If you're not finding a job, brother, it's probably because you're not putting out enough applications. There could be some negative things which you can't control. There could be discrimination and so on. But do your best to using all of the natural means to rectify your situation, and don't worry that somebody's putting magic on you. You use your own magic to get ahead. All
right. Thank you for that, Brother Shabir.
You're welcome.
And that's all the time we have. For updates and additional information, please visit our website, www.quranspeaks.com. And please write to us, because your comments and questions help guide the show. I'm Safiya Ali. For all of us here at Let the Quran Speak, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.